Hey y'all, it's Donnie. Happy Friday, happy Venus Day, and I am back today with the Didn't He Do It deck by Miss Quatita Dean, which can be purchased on our walkwiththeancestors.com. And I do have my High Council Oracle deck to the side, and today we're going to do a weekend message, okay? So I've already done my little 1-2 and my shuffle, so let's go on and get into it, okay? And see what is the message for this weekend. It can apply whenever, but let's just see what we got for the weekend. All right. Hope everyone had a great week. The weekly message was dope. So let's see what we got. Oh, we have the moon. Oh, okay. That looked like more than one card, because it is. Okay, and okay, and okay. So the next few cards we have, hold on, let me put this to the side. The next few cards we have are the 8 of Swords, the 9 of Swords, the Page of Cups, and then the 5 of Swords. Okay, so this looks like a whole lot going on in the mental space. Something going on with the mind here. There's some old thoughts that may have you feeling like you're trapped, you're worrying about things, and then like you're kind of like with an internal conflict. Maybe you are looking over your shoulder, feeling kind of paranoid is what I want to say. But you have the Page of Swords here, which is bringing in the energy of someone who is learning how to trust their own intuition and their emotions and their creativity. So what I want to say is to remember that this is not the truth of you. Whatever's going on with these swords is not the truth of you. Unless you know you've done something to make you feel kind of regretful or guilty about something, you're putting too much stress on your mind right now, and you need to relax. You need to figure out a way to deal with that, because you're blocking your creativity and your intuition. Is there anything else? Or you're distorting. Distorting. I'm getting distorting. You're distorting your intuition. You're thinking things or putting things in your mental space that you think are happening that aren't really happening. You're starting to lean into the area of delusion here. Because you're pushing back on the divine messages that want to come to you. So you may be thinking that because of this paranoia and this feeling mentally trapped and feeling a bit mentally combative in your thoughts, you may be blaming people for things in your mind, for things they didn't do. You may be being suspicious of people who don't need to be. You don't need to be suspicious of, okay? So you might want to keep that in check. Okay, let's see what else is going on. The moon is illuminating what's going on beneath the surface. That's why this is coming out this way in the mind. But you can also use lunar energy. I know we just had the eclipse, but you can also use lunar energy to help you to balance out your intuition in the right way. So, or that energy in the right way. In this case right now, you're not doing that. It's giving you illusions and delusions. Let's see. Anything else from the Didn't He Do It deck? Because that's crazy. Okay, you got the 10 of Pentacles. So there's some abundance that is... Okay, so... and there's money on this moon card too. If you're in a position where you know you have some wealth coming in, or you are elevating in some way, right? Maybe this is in business, or you're dealing with people who have come into your sphere who you may not know that well, or who you may want to get to know, but you may have some old triggers that are interfering with the way that you're able to communicate, or the right way, or maybe even being direct in some way. You're worried about it interfering with your money, or with your elevation, or with the abundance that you know you have, or the abundance that you know is coming. So you're suspicious right now. And let's see. Okay, yeah, there's something else. Yeah, so there's a tower moment here. Anytime I see the tower, you know that means a sudden change. And then you got the King of Swords. Yeah, you got to put yourself back. There may be something that takes place, or that happens to kind of give you that aha and put you back in your right frame of mind, because the King of Swords is someone who has aligned their mind a certain way. They understand how their thoughts create their reality. They know how to delegate. They know who to cut off, how to cut off, and what to wipe away. So you're going to be clearing the clutter once you get to this King of Swords energy, but there may be a sudden positive change, I would say, because this is upright. The tower doesn't always have to be negative depending on what's happening, but it is sudden change, and whatever needs to go that from this Tower moment is what needs to go, but whatever revelation comes from it is also what needs to be revealed and what needs to be made you need to be made aware of. I will also say not to allow negative thinking to interfere. You know the abundance can't be stopped, so trust that the right people are going to stick with you, are going to be there, and that whoever doesn't need to be there won't. You know what I mean? Is there anything else with this message? Gratitude. Yeah. Okay, so with the Six of Cups is a card of nostalgia. So there are things from your past that may be affecting these thoughts. I want to say allow the sweetness of the energy of the Six of Cups, though, to come in to let you know where you can be reassured, and understand that any positivity, kindnesses, compassions that you've given people in the past, that is going to be something that is granted to you from you being that loving person. Trust and know that there will still be people who can reciprocate that energy for you, I'm going to say. Anything else? Yes. Yeah, and then you got the Lovers and Taurus. So that's Venusian energy here with Taurus. So this person may be a Taurus, or have Taurus placements. You may have Taurus placements, but I feel like the overall message of this is to know, especially with the lovers here, we know that's can be couples, it can be romantic soulmate unions, but it's also about that higher level of decision making. So know that the decision that you make or what comes to be will show you I want to say the true nature of this person, which may surprise you, which may in turn turn out to be a blessing more so than a worry or a stress. But go through what you need to go through mentally. Allow those things to come out, and those triggers from the past that may be surfacing from the 8, 9, and 5 of Swords. Let it come up. Let it happen. Walk with yourself through those things. Remember, the shadow self needs to be paid attention to. So these are definitely things, especially with the moon being the shadow of the sun, right? This is something that's coming up to make you more self-aware, and it's gonna allow you to grow from this. This is a catalyst for positive change. I would definitely say so with that Tower card. Let's see what the High Council wants to add to this message. Is there anything to be added to this message? But yeah, let it come up. Let the lesson be the lesson. Cry, get angry, whatever you got to do. But know that the present holds more blessing. Yeah, grief. So yeah, this is definitely something with mental grief. It may be affecting your health, but I also want to point out with the grievance card, what's sticking out to me here is not your fault. So these may have been heartbreaking things. There may have been things with betrayal, and I'm talking to myself too. Dealing with issues of betrayal with people from your past too. But this may also be affecting your health in some way. Maybe you've been trying to cope with it. You can get medicated in some ways about it, but it may also be something that's causing you more headaches or stomach aches, or, triggering certain pains in your body because it has to do with these former relationships. But there's also push through here, and then it has physical on this card. So that's also making me think about things that may be affecting the physical body based on these old relationships and how it's been affecting your mental state. Let's see if there's anything else. But no, what I love about this card too, what I like to point out is make sure that you're giving yourself back that love that you were giving to other people. Call that energy in. Remember to direct it towards yourself. Remember that you the bad one here. Okay. Pour that love into yourself. Maybe you need to do some mirror work. Maybe you need to remind yourself how beautiful and kind and compassionate that you actually are. Maybe you need to hype yourself up and remind yourself of all the good things and the good deeds that you've actually done for people, not in a way to inflate your ego or overextend your pride in an imbalanced way, but in a way that reminds you that you are solid in who you are. And so because of that, you know how energy works. What you put out, you get back. It may not be in the exact time that you want to see it all the time. Talking to myself again. But it's in the way that it needs to show up, and it's going to be on time. Okay, and we about to run out of time. So let me see if there's a part 2 for this. But yeah, I'll be right back, y'all. Peace.